All right, guys, welcome back to yet another episode of DSA Python series. And today we will be so every day we come at around approximately 11 p.m. We do one or two questions of DSA. We try it. Uh, we uh, we try using different methods like brute force approach and optimal approach, right? And we try to optimize the question, okay, optimize the solution, right? Try to find out the minimum possible uh, time complexity, okay. So that is what the theme of this discussion is, right? So let me set the context for today's video, okay. So we were into the binary search, right? We were doing binary search, and today again we will be having uh, let me just share the screen, find the first and okay. So I have this. Mm, okay. All right. So let me just try sharing while it was showing upcoming. We have already live. Okay. I'll just see this. Okay. And I'll search this. I mean, I'll just put this. Okay. Okay. So I'll just share this on LinkedIn feed also. to few people. So find the first and last occurrence of any element in a given sorted array, right? So what do we have to do? So we have to find the mm, so in binary search we have learned something about what is upper bound and lower bound, right? So let us talk about this array. Okay, I'll just take this array here. Now my nums is this and the target is this. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to check if my target is 8. Let's take the first example. In example 1, so let us read the question first. Given an array of integers nums sorted in non-decreasing order, so nums is in non-decreasing order, find the starting and ending position of the given target value. So our target is given and the sorted is in increasing order, right? Non-decreasing means increasing order. Okay, so we have a target value given. We just have to find out the starting and ending position, right? So uh, we have this input nums 57788. Target is 8. So the target first position of this target is at position 0, 1, 2, 3. Third position, right? So this is let me just write 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So the first position of 8 is 3. Okay, is it at 3? Hmm. Mm, so what do we have to do is first and last position. So basically we have to find out the, let us talk about 8. If 8 is there, so the lowest position of 8 is, so what I will do is what I'm trying to find out is nums of I is uh, greater than or equal to minimum possible. So I'm here to find minimum value of nums of I which is greater than or equal to target value, right? So this is my lower bound, right? This I want to find out. This will be my lower bound. And what will be my upper bound? Upper bound will be my upper bound will be minimum value of nums of I which is greater than target, right? Minus 1. Why minus 1? Because this will be my upper bound. Okay, this will be, let us not do minus 1 now. This is my upper bound, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so can we check this? What is upper bound and lower bound in uh, binary search? Let us see the definition. What is upper bound? So what it is showing, lower bound, first index where ARR of I is greater than or equal to X, right? X is our target, right? So this is my lower bound. And upper bound is first index where ARR of I is greater than X, not greater than or equal to. So this will be our upper bound. Okay. Now, so if we see here, where it gone? Okay. So if you see here, hello, bro, where where were you yesterday? Enjoying 15th August? I was waiting for you people. But anyways, I did it alone. Okay, so we'll continue. Okay. So my lower bound is okay. So my upper bound is such that ARR of I should be greater than the value, right? So this is the definition, simple definition, right? So minimum value of nums of I which is greater than or equal to target, that is lower bound, and minimum value of nums of I greater than target, that is upper bound, right? Sorry, yesterday, no problem, buddy. Enjoy birthday. Okay, कोई बात नहीं यार. You should enjoy. Life is all about enjoying and working hard relentlessly. Okay, that is what men is supposed to do, right? You cannot be dependent on others. You have to enjoy also. You have to work also for you and your family, right? So that is what God has made to do, right? तो भगवान ने हम पे तरस नहीं खाया है. वी हैव टू वर्क, whether we enjoy or not. We have to work for us, for our family, for our kids, for our parents. Yes. Okay, so this is lower bound, this is upper bound. So I want that limit, right? Let's say I'm searching, this is my target, this is 8 8. Okay, 8 8 मुझे ढूंढना है. So what I'll do, I have my lower bound. So my first lower bound, wherever it starts, this will give me the first position, right? This will give me the first position. Okay, and wherever is my upper bound, so upper bound will be here. Okay, which is greater than target. No, my target is 8, so greater than target, which is nums of I, it is 10. So this will be my upper bound, but I don't want this 10. So I want whatever is the value of 10 ka position, that I'll subtract with -1, that I'll subtract -1 from this position, so I'll get the last position. So upper bound -1 should be my last position, जो कि हमने कॉन्सेप्ट में सीखा है in the last 2 to 3 days, right? I suppose this has to be the code logic. Okay, so we'll continue. So how do we find out our lower and upper bound. So we have already discussed how we can do it. Should we do it once again? Right. Let's do it once again. Okay. So I have this nums. Okay. So n is equal to len nums. Okay. I'll do low is equal to 0, high is equal to n minus 1. Then I'll find mid. So while low is less than high, mid is equal to low plus high divided by 2. Now if nums of mid is greater than or equal to, right, my target. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just do so my lower bound will be equal to mid, and since nums of mid is greater than target, so I'll do high is equal to mid minus 1, right? Else low is equal to mid plus 1, right? In the end I'll return what? LB. So this is how I'll return LB. And for nums of mid greater than target, so can I do, okay, so nums of mid will be greater than target. People are there, three, only one is online. Okay, no problem. This will be my LB. Now what will be my UB? UB will be same. We will do this, right? Nums of mid should be greater than target only, and in LB I'll do UB. This will be UB, right? And in the end I'll return, I don't have to return this UB or LB, right? In the end I'll return LB comma UB minus 1. I think this will give me, if I haven't done any mistake, mid low high mid minus 1, target is there, target is there. I think this should work. Unexpected. Okay, I have to delete this. Okay, bro, are you complete array list? Are you complete array list topic? Yeah, we have already completed array, but this is the I would say this is a binary search, so it is little bit. So whatever we did in array was two pointer and linear search, right? So this is the binary search whose logic is like you have to cut the array into half every time, right? So that we are doing. So this binary search is almost complete, like one or two question, I think. I have this list. Two, three, four more question we will do in array. Then string we have almost done all things, right? String we have done. Then linked list we will do. So linked list theory I have completed, but we will, right? Or linked list. Yeah, linked list we will do in maybe day after or after 2 to 3 days. Not linked list. Okay. We will cover like 7-8 questions in linked list. Then let me just give you a brief idea. This is medium, and this is 7 question and 10 question of medium. I mean, this for strings. Then linked list, we have singly linked list, doubly linked list. So all those theories we will see. Uh, I, I'm not interested in explaining the theory part, but still I'll do. That's not a problem. Like I'll again revise it for myself. So maybe it will be theory for you. So that is not a problem. So linked list. This is 6 question, and this is 4 more question. Then medium problem almost before bit manipulation. This is the sixth topic. Uh, Almost 15 to 18 questions. Single linked list we will do. Okay. Sure, I'll share. Yeah. Sure. I'll share this thing. Okay. End of this lecture, right? That's not a... So yeah, but this list is to be updated. I have to put in. I have to make one more column wherever the questions are asked in which all companies, that I have to update it. So it will take a little bit of time. So that I was thinking I will be sharing the sheet with you, but I was supposed to complete this list. Then after I was thinking to share the list, and if you insist of sharing this list, not a problem. I'll share it. So yeah, so let's continue doing this. Return LB, access local UB. Okay, so UB and LB I have to again take. So UB is equal to, let's say, -1. LB is equal to -1. Okay. Why it is giving wrong answer? Expected is this. Okay. UB plus 1 is equal to -1. UB is equal to plus 1 less than or equal to, it should be less than or equal to. Still showing throwing error. Mm, so 3 is coming correct, but this is coming -2. Why it is coming -2? If non-segment is, can I define a function? If I define a function, uh, Can we define different function for upper bound and lower bound? Okay, and we will call using self dot upper bound and self dot lower bound, like that. Can we do? I have also create one list in Notion. Okay, yeah, sure, man. You can create and try creating such a list which will tell you every time what mistakes you did, like a kind of short note. So while you are doing coding, wherever you are getting stuck, okay, जहाँ पे भी माथा घूम रहा है कि ये हम नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, so that you should note कि exactly that point you revise it like every day or 2 to 3 days, like the concept. So that will boost uh, bro, can you explain me what is upper bound and lower? Yeah, yeah, sure, I can explain. So we did this in the last. Lower bound is simply minimum value of nums of I which is greater than the target. Let's say this is, let me just draw this. Okay. So let's say I have 8 number. Okay. This is my 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 10. Okay, so this is the list, right? Nums equals this. Okay. Right. So this is my nums, and this is a sorted array, right? Sorted means it is in increasing order, right? So this is sorted array. Now, what does this question say? Find the upper bound. If the question says what is the lower bound, okay, so the lower bound is basically minimum value of nums of I which is greater than or equal to target. Minimum values of nums of I. Let's say my target given here, let's say my target is equal to 8. Okay, my target is 8. So where is this? The target is somewhere here, you can see. So let me just write the indexes first. 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So these are all the indexes. Just ignore this point coming, right? Okay. Yeah. So now what is lower bound? Okay. Lower bound. Okay. So the definition of lower bound is minimum value of nums of I. Minimum value of nums of I. What is nums of I? Nums of I is all these elements, right? Nums of I 0, 1, 2. So nums of 0 is 1. Nums of 1 is 3. Nums of 2 is 5. Nums of 3 is 6. Nums of 4 is 7. Right? So this is all indexing, right? So minimum value of nums of I, right? Which is greater than or equal to target. Okay, which is greater than or equal to target. So what is my target? Target is 8. What is the minimum value of nums of I here? Nums of I minimum value. Okay, so minimum value of nums of I is my 8 only, because I am saying greater than or equal to target. So 8 is equal to 8, right? Nums of I means nums of 5, right? So this is my nums of 5. Okay, so I here is 5. So nums of 5 is my 8, right? So 8 is the first occurrence. 8 is the first occurrence in this array which is sorted. Okay, so this will be my lower bound. It means that the first occurrence which satisfies the condition nums of I is greater than or equal to target. Okay, and what will be my upper bound? Upper bound is minimum value of nums of I greater than, right, greater than target, right? It means that what is upper bound? Upper bound means minimum value of nums. This is the definition. You have to just think about it. 8 कहाँ से कहाँ तक आ रहा है, राइट? 8 कहाँ से कहाँ तक आ रहा है? सो अपर बाउंड का जो वैल्यू होगा 8 यहाँ से स्टार्ट हो रहा है एंड 8 इज एंडिंग ऑन दिस नम्स ऑफ 7, राइट? So this is the last occurrence of 8 and plus 1 will be the minimum value of nums of I greater than target, because target is 8. So greater than target is 9, right? So 9 will be the upper bound here. So this is how upper bound and lower bound is defined. Okay, this is defined only in case of sorted array, and we can find out using binary search approach, which is of the time complexity log n, right? Time complexity order of or big O of log n, right? So this is the time complexity. I hope this is clear. Yes, lower bound is first occurrence. Upper bound is like lower bound. No, no, no. Upper bound is not like lower bound plus 1. Upper bound is the last occurrence plus 1. Okay. But if I say, let's say my target is, let's say my target is 8. Okay. Then what will be my lower and upper bound? What will be my lower and upper bound? Target is 8. And the nums of array, it doesn't have 8. Lower bound will be 9, upper bound will be 10. Because nums of I has to be greater than or equal to target. So this will be greater than. Okay, because there is no equal to, so it means greater than. Okay, and what is the minimum value of nums of I which is greater than target? So this will also be 9. Nums of I greater than target is 9. So both has to be 9, no? Both is satisfying the condition. Okay. So let's continue. So what I'm thinking is to do this question, what we can do is we can define a function of lower bound at one function of lower bound, okay, and a function of upper bound. So lower bound will give that target as one of the uh, input and nums as the input, right? So what I'll do is I'll just do def lower bound, and this will take nums as the uh, integer and target as the this thing, right? Okay. Similarly, I'll do upper bound, upper bound. So so instead of writing it in after the function, can we can write it on the same line, that doesn't make any difference. Okay. So so this is my first function lower bound, and this is my first function upper bound, right? And now I have this function where I have to call these the above two functions so that I can try to return the values. How do I do that? So for lower, I'll just assume this LB and UB, which I have already taken. uh, LB UB. In the above two function, I'll return LB and UB, and then I'll try to I'll call LB. How to call from the other function? I'll use the self, right? Self dot lower bound, and I will have this nums and target, and I will have upper bound self dot upper bound nums and target. Okay, and I'll return lower bound comma upper bound minus one. That will yield me the same result. I think, yeah. Yeah, sure. Why not? Question link. I'll just drop. I'll just drop the question link. I'm so sorry. This is the question link. So lower versus upper bound. First and last occurrence problem. Okay, you can have a theory also. Like if you are, and then you can use the chat GPT or other LLM models to find out what the theory says. Okay. Okay. So You can try out this question yourself. So one thing is left, function calling, right? So before this, I'll just return. Otherwise, I will not be able to, get the value when I call the function, right? So I'll just return ub here, and I'll just return lb here. So lb is equal to self dot this function. Okay, so this function I'll call, and ub is equal to this function I'll call, right? Self dot. Okay. And then I'll have this. That's it. I think this will work, man. Text will 3 बार गया lower bound. Can we just check what is the problem? So is correct only if your lower bound and upper bound function return indices and you handle the case where target does not exist. Okay, so we have to check if the target is also not present. Okay, that okay. So we also have to analyze that critical case. If target, so if target does not exist, then what I'll just have to return -1, right? Okay. So LB we have already taken LB and UB. If LB is equal to -1, why? Okay, because we have to take LB is equal to -1 here, and here UB also equal to -1. Then low and high is defined. Low and high is also not defined. Low is equal to 0. High is equal to n-1. N is equal to len nums. Can we repeatedly do that? I mean, if low and high we have to assign every time, right? Because this is a different function. So in every function we have to uh, check, or we have to assign the value of low and high, because we are every time comparing whether low is less than or equal to high not. So whenever within a function, we have to assign it again and again. So that becomes a local variable, not a global one. Yeah. Okay. So just I'll return -1 comma -1. Okay, it takes two positional argument. What was the issue? What the correct answer? What it is telling, LB is this. If target doesn't exist, I mean LB lower bound is equal to len of nums, or nums of LB is not equal to target. I'll return -1. So target is not found in the array. If LB is equal to -1. If my lower bound is -1, it means that I have taken lower bound as -1 and upper bound is also -1 initially. Why I am taking -1 is because here in lower bound I have initially taken -1 and I am in while loop I am analyzing all the condition if nums of mid is greater than target, LB is equal to mid and all those things. Okay, and if within this if none of the condition meets, I mean if it doesn't exist, then it will directly return LB, where LB is already my -1. So if this code doesn't work, okay, or if this code doesn't get executed, okay, let's say I have only one element. Uh, so if this code doesn't get executed, then I'll just return whatever my initial assigned value of LB is, right? Uh, so this should execute, no? I'll just return -1. If LB is equal to -1, it means that there is no upper bound. So if the target is not found in the array, I'll simply have to return -1 because in this question I am trying to find the first and last position of an element in a sorted array. So if that element is not there, I have to return -1, right? So both of this condition tells you that nums of mid is greater than target. I'm assigning upper bound to mid, right? So in every aspect, I am trying to get the lower bound and upper bound, right? And I'm simply calling this. What is this showing? The target doesn't exist. If LB is equal to len of nums, or LB. What lower bound. So, so lower bound I am updating. It is mid. Sai Sidhu, thanks man. Thanks, bro. Okay, so I'm just calling it. I think this should run. I'm just returning this. What is my constraint? Okay, it is taken care. Nums of I is negative also. Target is also negative, can be negative. Does this gets executed if I copy this and if LB says len of nums or nums of LB, nums of lower bound is not equal to target. Okay. Lower bound. the error. Uh, let's put this here. Why it is showing this error? Okay, let's debug it. Error is very specific. The position is most likely lower bound function definition. Why you are calling self.lower when you're calling method using self Python will pass self, right? So Python actually sees self nums target. Okay, that's three argument here. Functions probably defined like this. The helper function should be okay. Lower bound has to be len of nums. Okay, we need a self. Okay, we'll put a self. Self bound self. Okay, can we execute it now? So case 1 is getting executed. Target is 8 and we are getting the result. Case 3 is empty. Output is 0. It is also coming okay. Target is my 6 and output is coming 1 comma 0. Okay. If my target is 6, then it doesn't exist. So my expected output should be -1 comma -1, but my output is coming 1 comma 0. Why? That's wrong. Maddie 07. Sir, I am first year student. Can you guide like how to start DSA code? Okay. So Maddie, you start with space and time complexity first. That is the basics of the DSA, data structures and algorithm. Before that, bro, I have done this one. Okay, great. Yeah, there is certainly one aspect which needs to be corrected. Then this code is perfectly fine. Okay. So Maddie, you start with basics of Python. Okay. You do Python first, Python programming. Try doing function loops, what is recursion and all those things. Give at least 1 month to Python rigorously. Okay. try doing different questions in Python, how to print, how to reverse any array, different mathematical functions of Python. Okay, once you are, you know, and do hands on, don't just do and, you know, watch lectures, basics of C++ Python, and learned arrays, vectors, and now doing linked list. Okay, great. So with this, you start with the preparation of DSA using easy question. Okay, and what you do is take any playlist from C++ like Strivers, okay, or College Dunia and all those things. There are a lot of, you know, YouTube channel where you can find a lot of good stuffs. People doing DSA, they have got a good list of DSA question. You can do that in Python. You can do that in C++. You have Java courses. Okay, so you pick any one language as of now, since you are in first year, and probably if you want to switch to machine learning, then Python is the best language. Yeah, with Python you can also start learning, you know, C++ or Java. Any one language will do. Okay, because you know, when you have placement season, then most of the companies, uh, they some of the companies, they might prefer candidates who do coding in C++ as well. Some prefer in Python. Okay, so it's all about the company, what companies you are, you know, giving interview for. Okay, so but as of now, you don't have to think about like far future. That's 3 to 4 years down the line. You start doing any one programming, start with any one programming language, but do master in that language. Okay, then you pick another language. Okay, so start doing DSA one question at a time. Okay, try it for 15 to 20 minutes, rather half an hour. I would suggest you try doing things on pen and paper. Okay, just try to dry run each and everything. Okay, if you don't do this, then your mind will not be in that position to, you know, think about those aspects which are supposed to be uh, which are supposed to be required in, you know, solving different questions. Okay, so these are all the strategy. And once you are, you know, tried any question for at least half an hour, and even if you are not able to find the solution, just look at one hint from the lead code. You've got hint, like in some question you've got hint, in some question you don't. If you don't get hints, then try using LLM models, any LLM model, that be it Chat GPT or be it Gemini or, you know, Copilot. Look at the solution, but only ask Chat GPT to give you just one hint. Okay, you just paste your this thing solution, and you just tell him to give you just one hint so that you can proceed. Just write it in Chat GPT that don't put full solution. Okay, so that will work. That is the kind of exercise you have to do every day. Okay, and in 5 to 6 months you will be very well in DSA. Okay, and I would highly, you know, request you people to you know, learn DSA, because this is the basic and this is the foundation thing. Whenever you are going for placement in different companies, the first thing, the first they will ask will be about DSA. Okay, so as a fresher, you must be very well in DSA. You try to articulate the things. Okay, try doing, you know, try doing DSA with pen and paper, and try I mean, do question in such a way that you have to, understand. You have to make yourself understand, okay, so this I am doing, why I am doing this is the next step, why I am doing this step, okay. So each and everything you question it to yourself, and you try to find the answer to yourself, okay. And if you don't get the answer, then you have chat gpt. You go into chat gpt and search anything, okay. You will get the answer very easily and in a very prominent way, I mean, very good solution, right? So DSA is not the T20. DSA is all about test match. Okay, you have to learn DSA slowly. Okay, grasp each and every aspect, and you will be good to go. Yeah, yeah, Maddie, not a problem. You can always ask any query. Yeah, yeah, sure. You should follow all the steps. Don't directly jump into this. Don't jump into the solution directly. Why? Because you need to exercise your mind, okay. If you directly see the solution, then you will not be learning the way you should, okay. That is the primary thing, okay. Even if you take half an hour, 1 hour to solve the question, this is your starting point. Don't think that you are wasting the time, okay. You are investing the time. Yeah, first is the logic building, okay. And there are many questions where you have to learn the algorithm, so that will come in future. Not to worry, you have to learn some aspects also, that in which question which logic you have to use. So that will come, and you have to learn those aspects also, right? Let's say I am doing this lower bound and upper bound question. So while doing such type of question 2 to 3 times, it is it has already got into my memory that okay, whenever there is a sorting, I have to think about binary search, right? So I have learned it, I have memorized it. How I memorized it? By practicing only. So this is gotten into my head, okay. So it will automatically get into your head once you practice it, once you do mistake, okay. And many a times you will be doing mistake, like you are not putting a colon, you are not putting some syntax errors are there, okay. So all those things will be visible to you when you do coding yourself, okay. That is the important part in coding. Logic will be built automatically. Okay, so I think I have taken self num. Do I require self nums here? Let us just delete it. Okay, so upper bound it is, we have to put self, right? Let's put self. So Can I just for I in range 0 to n, if nums of I is not equal to target down. If I do like this, hmm, okay, the case 2 is being solved, but uh, yeah, the time will exceed, but we have this nums of length is 10 to the power 5, right? So it will work, although the time will exceed. Okay. So if like, see, this is 10 to the power 5 and the approximate operations, so that we don't get time limit exceeded error, is 10 to the power 8 operations, right? But it has already told in this question, you must write an algorithm with log and runtime complexity. So we cannot use for loop here. So I was just checking whether I can, satisfy the test result case 2 or not, by which I could solve that case 2, but my case 1 is coming wrong. Okay, so I have to think about some different strategy. I think this is let me just see this. If LB is equal to length of nums, lower bound, or nums of LB is not equal to target. So LB is equal to hmm, LB is equal to length of nums. Index is out of range. So when we have asked this, it is telling us that complete structure, this lower bound have defined. Here it has taken length of nums. Okay. In upper bound, it's taken length of nums. Okay. And in this, it has called lower bound and it has taken this. Okay, so if we take LB is equal to len of nums, that is n, UB is equal to m, then probably this code will work. Hmm. Okay, so this code works when you take the value of lower bound as n. So to find the first and last position of any element in sorted array, we have to, the logic is ultimately lower bound, comma upper bound minus 1. That's it. And you can call the function lower bound and upper bound. You create different function out of this def function. Okay, out of this def you have to create those two function and you call those functions in this def search range function using self. Okay. So my lower bound, if the this lower bound is len of nums, right? It means the value becomes n, okay, or either way, okay. My nums of lower bound is not equal to target, okay. Then it will return minus 1. So any of this condition is satisfied, then it will return minus 1 comma minus 1. Okay, so that is how this case 2 is getting satisfied. Okay, searching left, right equals mid minus 1. Target, and one searching right, left is equal to mid plus 1 to find the last occurrence. So Ninja 300 Rider is saying searching left, right equals mid minus 1. To find the last occurrence. Okay. So either way you can take, I mean, left is equal to mid plus 1. Mid plus 1. So we have taken low is equal to mid plus 1 when nums of mid is less than target. So you have to put, you have to define the condition also. If you want to take left and right, that is fine. I have taken high and low, high and low. And we have to take no high plus low divided by 2, that will be mid. And we have to compare the nums of mid to target. If it is greater than target, then we have to shift that high to mid minus 1. Why? Because I have the target in the left zone. I have my target in the left zone. So I have to put the high in mid minus 1. And if my target is in right zone, it means that my low I have to shift to mid plus 1. That is why I will cater to the higher end wala half. This left half I have to remove. Then I'll do low is equal to mid plus 1. That is how this works, binary search. In every iteration, you have to cut down your left or right half. That is why its time complexity is log n, because every time we are dividing by 2. So it is basically log of natural base 2. That is the time complexity. So log natural base 2 to the power. So this, the time complexity is like this, log base 2 to the power n. Okay, this is how the time goes. And this 2 is coming, how it is coming? We are every time dividing by 2. We are removing the half of array every time. That is why this log this is coming, right? Okay, so please do subscribe, guys. Please make this number of subscribers 1000. Okay, then I'll think that I'm putting something, you know, otherwise how will I get motivation? No. Okay, that's all for today. Tonight. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow again with a new question on binary search only. 2 to 3 days हम लोग binary search ही करेंगे, and let's see if we can build that concept, that logic. Okay, very slowly we are doing. Okay, and if you want to learn DSA, then just be at 11:30 on this channel, and we will do it together. Okay, you can always post queries and question. You can do that on the chat, live chat. Okay, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and you need to press that bell icon so that whenever I'm starting this live class, it will come to you as the notification. Otherwise you will not be getting any notification, right? So this is the free lecture. Okay, I love discussion with people doing DSA, and it is free of cost for you people, for every one of you. Okay, I will never be charging anything for this sort. Okay, and I love to teach, I love to discuss the question, I love to grind the question on LeetCode and other platforms. Okay, and I will make you to crack a very good product based company. That is a promise from me to you. Okay, if you follow my strategy, if you follow this channel, or if you study with me, okay, every day 1.5 hours, just reserve your time for me, okay, for this channel. That is what I'm asking you. Nothing more than that. Okay, so let's build logic together. Let's crack Google, OpenAI, right? Till then, bye bye and take care. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Good night, bro. Okay, see you tomorrow. Yeah, bye bye. Bye bye. Bye.